So this is my product, MetaMonster. MetaMonster makes it super easy for you to crawl a site. And then from a site, you can find pages that are missing metadata, page titles, meta descriptions. You can check those out, and then you can generate new ones with AI. And the feedback on MetaMonster so far has been pretty consistently like, hey, there's something cool here, but I don't know. It's not valuable enough for me to use it on a consistent basis. It's not valuable enough for what you're trying to charge for it. And I really just wish it could do more. Like page titles and meta descriptions are great. That would save me some time, but like, eh. Um, and so I want to fix that. And that all makes sense to me, right? SEO is this market that's dominated by do-it-all tools. Ahrefs can do a bajillion things. SEMrush can do a bajillion things. Um, and truthfully, the vision was never to stop here. I never wanted MetaMonster to be a page title and meta description tool. So the question is, what comes next? And the way that we've built the tool so far, it's very much a traditional site audit tool with some AI built on top. So, all of the things that it does to crawl a site and to diagnose issues on a site, all of that is not AI driven. That's just normal old code. And then when you want to use the AI, it's all hidden behind this button. And so we could very much continue along these lines and just keep layering on new buttons, new features. Now we generate meta descriptions. Next, we could generate, image alt text. Next, we could generate da 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 da. And that would work, but it feels wrong to me. It feels like we are limiting the biggest selling point of AI. AI is not always perfectly accurate. It is kind of slow sometimes, but the thing that it does really well is it's super flexible. It can do anything you ask for it to do, just about. And so instead of just continuing to layer on features one at a time, we are completely rebuilding MetaMonster. And I want to talk a little bit more about why and where we're going. So I'd been having this feeling like we were kind of kneecapping the AI for a while, but I was struggling to figure out exactly where to go with it. And then I read this great blog post from Pete Kumin, one of the guys at Y Combinator, titled AI Horseless Carriages. And he talked about Gmail's AI assistant, which is built in much the same way as MetaMonster. It's a prompt, a generation that is kind of hidden behind a traditional interface, hidden behind this like create button. And the results just kind of suck. And that's the thing that a lot of people are feeling in a lot of different AI applications right now is the results kind of suck. And the solution that he's pushing for is let me edit the prompt. Stop hiding the AI from me. And he goes on to talk about how the best AI products of the next few years are going to be products that are built around AI, that are a set of tools that empower the AI to give you more accurate responses and a useful interface for diagnosing and the outputs from the AI and triaging them and working with them. But they're not going to hide the AI away. They're not going to be traditional applications with AI bolted on. We need a new sort of paradigm of product design. And this just resonated with me and my co-founder so much. This kind of clicked with all the things that we'd been feeling where we were limiting the AI, we were limiting the flexibility. And so we really looked at it and we were like, this is kind of a redesign. It's kind of a rebuild. Now, the goal of MetaMonster is still going to be to do the same thing. It's still going to be to help you diagnose and fix SEO issues on your site with a focus on on page and maybe some technical SEO issues. But the way we're doing that is going to change. So let me show you Clay. Clay is kind of our inspiration for what this new interface might look like. So Clay is a lead gen tool. It's a tool that sales teams can use. They can run a search, get a list of leads, and then they can run all of these AI enrichments against the leads. And these will work off of the data that they've already found, and then do all sorts of things with them. And they've got all of these templates. And when you go to add an enrichment, you're able to configure your prompt. You can change your model. You can define the outputs. So they give you all of this tooling to help make the AI more consistent, more reliable, to get what you want out of it, while still being able to customize it to your specific needs, your specific use cases. And then they give you a ton of templates that you can use. They also have a bunch of other data sources and do some other cool things, which I think is a good parallel for where we want to go as well. But yeah, the idea here is like, don't hide it away from people. Give people the tools to work with the AI and customize it and play with it. And so I've got some mock-ups, and this is where MetaMonster is going. MetaMonster is going to look a little bit more like Clay. We still want to have a summary page. And so we're trying to figure out exactly how to do that. But we're going to move away from kind of this like locked down experience where the AI is all hidden away from you behind a button, to a flexible grid where everything you're doing is just enriching the data set, enriching the grid, adding, an analysis might be adding an issue type to the grid. A generation is adding a new column to the grid, and that column could be a meta description, it could be a primary keyword, it could be something totally new that we haven't even thought of yet. And so the way this will work, you'll still be able to run a crawl like always. I've played with some other SEO tools that are really, really flexible AI workflow builders, and I find them just really hard to set up, even as a pretty technical user. And so I think the way we can keep this as simple as possible is to still start with the crawl and then have really sensible defaults for people so that you can slowly add more advanced and more complex functionality as you go and as you learn to work with the platform. So right off the bat, you'd be able to crawl and you'd be able to do exactly what MetaMonster can do for you today. But then you could come over here and click enrich, and you'd see a bunch of options of popular enrichments. Maybe we call these enrichments, maybe we don't. But you'd see a bunch of options, and some of those would do similar things to what we do today. You could start to do find images with missing alt text, and then you could start to do things that a lot of SEO tools don't do well today. Find typos, suggest how I could rewrite something to insert an internal link, generate a readability score and provide suggestions for how to improve or rewrite the content to be more readable. There's all this stuff we can do when we look at this as a flexible set of tools with AI at the center, instead of just like a crawler with AI bolted on top. And so that's where we're going. And with each of these, you could just run it as is. And so then it's still just as easy as a button click. Or you could come in and edit, and you could start to select, okay, what's the input that I want to pass to the prompt? From other fields, you could choose which pages to run it on. You could provide additional context. One of the things I've been seeing in my research is like one of the best ways to get more consistent, reliable output from AI is to give it relevant context, more and more relevant context. So you could give it a voice and tone guide. You could give it, interviews with your customers, the things that you might be uploading to a Claude or ChatGPT project today, you could upload here to MetaMonster. You could then use the prompt template or customize it to work with your processes, with your voice, with whatever secret sauce you bring to the SEO table, and then specify your output so that you're getting more consistency and reliability out of the output, and so that you can kind of fight hallucinations, fight the kind of weirdness that AI so often brings. So we're already starting to prototype this a little bit. We've been testing it out just as an AI chat feature, but that's really just the early version. Where we want to go is this: we want to create a flexible system that is easy to set up, easy to use, but lets people sort of opt into as much complexity and power as they want, and is really designed with AI at the core so that you can build scalable processes that match the way you want to do things. I'm super excited. I'm going to be creating a bunch of videos as we build this stuff out and as we test it. I'll be doing one with what we're learning from playing around with the chat and what that means for working with AI agents. So if you found this interesting, tune in, try the MetaMonster product as it is today, give us your feedback, and then stay tuned as we build more. Thanks.